What's up, Wolfman fans? So, forgive the creep vision here of the light coming from above. I've positioned a flashlight in just such a way so as to light up my face a little bit, because otherwise it's dark. It makes my beard look very bushy. Anyways, so I'm coming to you tonight, much as the same reason I would any other time. This very random video, kind of a rant, but I've got some serious questions, and I think you guys, as my viewers, would come along. You could come along with me on this. You understand what I'm saying? What is going on? Seriously, youth of America, what are you doing? First, and I say first, I'm gonna kind of stop myself. That I don't mean first as this the very first trending challenge thing ever. It actually was not, but the first thing that really brought a lot of this to light, all the craziness as far as these new challenges that I think lately, it was Tide Pods. Now, we all knew people jumped on the internet and did these bandwagon challenges for views, or whatever the case may be, but at the risk of poisoning yourself. It's one thing to go out there and, like, say, jump off the roof and or something of that nature. I'm gonna go and jump off a 3-story building onto the top of a shed and fall through it. I've seen a video like that. That's why I'm referencing it. That's one thing. Yes, you can hurt yourself severely, and I still don't think that's a good idea. But at least with that, you thought maybe you would land safely. There's a possibility. How did you think that straight up eating cleaning products was going to be at all safe? I don't think any of these challenges are a good idea. Look, if it's, I'm sorry for the noise if you guys can hear that plane. I do have an airport like right over there, right pretty close behind me. FedEx aircraft. Anyways, I don't think any of these challenges that lead anybody to personal harm, to any kind of physical harm, to the point of being possibly fatal, potentially fatal. I don't think any one of them is a good idea. I think they're all a bad idea. But what's the newest one we saw? And this may be a couple days old, but it's the newest thing I've seen. Snorting Condoms. Youth of America, what in the hell? What in the very actual shit are you doing? I mean, I want to meet the brainchild that came up with the idea to snort a condom. How do you even think that? I mean, when I was a little kid, I had friends that thought it was funny to snort a pixie stick or a crushed up sweet tart or something like that, which, I mean, still wasn't a great idea, but it really didn't do anything to you. But at least as a powder, I mean, I'm not advocating drug use either, guys. But a powder is a lot easier to snort up, and a liquid, than a solid. It's a solid. Who thought, I bet I can snort that up my nose? That's just me laying out just how stupid the thought process was in the beginning. I'm not condoning any kind of drug use. I'm going to make that absolutely very clear right now. Just, if you see where I'm coming from, it's not the first thing, like, you don't go to a Coke can and think, I can snort that up my nose. What? Anyways, moving on. It's a condom. I don't think I need to sit here and tell you what they're for, because they're certainly not for that. Now, disclaimer, I've not seen any one of these condom snorting videos, nor do I want to, nor do I care to. I'm just saying, how absolutely dumb do you really have to be to snort a condom. I mean, look, I'm just thinking of how it could work, again, because I've never seen the videos. It's a long piece of rubber, 6 inches or more in length at least, and you snort it up your nose. Just knowing how the human body works, could come back down into your mouth, and then you've got a condom half in your nose and in your mouth. And I don't understand who does this and why. Is this for views on Instagram or YouTube or whatever the kids are into nowadays? Because I'm honestly perplexed. To put it as a buddy of mine once said, befuddled as all fuck, because I don't understand who does this. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Children of America, youth of America, stay in school. You have the easiest life right now. All you have to do is show up at the right place, at the right time, in the right outfit when you're, and that's it. And do what you're told to do when you're there. And half the time, they're not even going to tell you what kind of outfit to show up in. They might set some parameters, but other than that, the choice is really yours. That makes life easy. I know when we were kids, we thought we had it rough. We had it so rough, and we hated life. We couldn't wait till we were adults. But take it from me, as an adult, enjoy those years while you have them. Quit trying to kill yourselves. Quit trying to find the next cool fad that'll get you a viral video online, but may just end up killing you at the same time. It's not worth it. Now, I grant you, when I was a kid, we used to go outside and get hurt. I mean, that's what we did. We weren't doing it for any fame or popularity, really. We were just doing it because we were having fun, and we got a little carried away. Jumping on obviously unsafe to jump ramps on your bike, where it always happened. Everybody else seemed to jump it just fine, except for you. It always happened that way. Hell, I played crash dummies on bikes. Think about that one. Wrap your head around that craziness. We intentionally drove, me and two buddies, me, my brother, and a buddy of mine, all drove our bikes head first into each other and crashed them into each other. Only took once to realize, that wasn't a good idea. But we didn't do it so we could film it and show the entire world how dumb we were. In fact, a lot of times when we did stupid things like that, we didn't say anything about it. Except we knew it amongst each other, but that was about it. You guys got to find a different way to entertain yourselves, a different way to spend your time. What happened to just being funny? What happened to Vines? What happened to Chive? It was just, people being funny. That was okay. Don't kill yourselves. Don't hurt yourselves. Guys, you want to be taken seriously. This is going out to all those people, all the kids out there who are protesting and marching for the end to gun violence and all that stuff. You want people to take you seriously. You really need to turn your aim at your own generation and your own brethren there, the youth, and get them to stop doing stupid stuff, because we're not taking you seriously. And honestly, in my personal opinion, the adults that are taking these kids seriously, they're out of their minds, or they have some kind of ulterior motive and agenda. Because I personally, sitting here seeing what I'm seeing, cannot take this group of people seriously. This is a group of people that have clearly, their minds have not developed to a fully matured state yet. I certainly don't need people who are eating Tide Pods and snorting condoms to try to tell me, about gun control, or, any kind of civil rights, or I don't need it. I don't need to hear it from them. We have reached a point in this world, in this country in particular, because this is where I live. Therefore, by default, this country is the most important thing to me as far as the world is concerned. This country is more important. we've reached a critical point where I don't think we know what we're doing. We've lost our sense of self. We've lost our minds, really. And that's not to say everybody. That's just a select few. But it's enough of a majority, or not a majority necessarily either. It's enough of the population to make a hell of a difference and to really worry me. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you're going throughout your normal day, instead of making that extra step, and this goes for adults too, instead of taking that extra step, going, how funny can I be to make how can I make my buddies laugh in just the most ridiculous way possible and outdo everybody else? Instead of doing crazy stuff like that, how about you go that extra mile to not be an asshole? Just repeat it to yourself. I won't be an asshole. And that's just really all it is. Try to be helpful to your brothers and sisters out there. Be helpful to your fellow man. That's what we're supposed to do, or at least that's what I thought. That's what I was always raised, how I was raised. And honestly, yeah, sometimes it'll come back to bite you in the ass. That's just the nature of the beast. But you have to be humble, and you have to turn the other cheek. Keep doing what you're doing. That whole adage, karma is a bitch. Well, it is, but it works on the inverse too. People who are nice, people who are kind and humble and hospitable and helpful, these are the people that get somewhere in life. Even if it's not through monetary means, and they're not end up rich. They end up with a very rich life, with friends and family, loved ones, and great memories. That's how it works. And really, that's what matters. And you got to think to yourself, do you want to be remembered as the guy who was always trying to find a new foreign object to somehow put into his body to get a viral video? Or do you want to be remembered as the guy who always went out of his way to help somebody change a flat tire, or never hesitated to help an old lady carry her groceries to her car, or something, things like that? Personally, I'd rather be remembered that way. Just a likable guy. I mean, let's be real. We can't all be liked by everybody, and we're going to do things in our life that we're going to regret, or it's going to make us look bad, but that's just how life is. But you shouldn't strive to make yourself look stupid. And for God's sakes, don't put yourself in a situation to where you looking stupid is going to encourage the stupidity of other people. That's not helping anybody at all. And that's not helping our situation in this world. That's how we lead to 15 and 16-year-olds trying to tell grown adults how to run the country, because they think they know better. Stop doing it, guys. Adults, stop. I'm not saying don't listen to kids at all, but you have to understand where to draw the line. They don't know everything, and you don't know everything either, I grant you, but you know a hell of a lot more than they do. World experience, life experience, understanding more complex situations than they do, outside of their own little realm, their own little bubble of high school. When your kid starts talking politics, instead of asking, he should be asking questions. He or she should be asking questions and not making definitive statements about this is how it should be. This is how we should do things, because they don't know. I didn't know that kind of stuff back in those days, and I wouldn't imagine anybody they do now. Hell, they're getting up out of their classes to go march and protest of, God only knows what. They're voluntarily walking out of class. People who voluntarily are going to get up and leave class, why am I going to take their word for anything? They should have stayed in that class and tried to learn something. As well, the teachers who are allowing that should be keeping their students there and teaching them something, not trying to fight for social change. That's not your job as a teacher. I've said it once and I'll say it again. You are an educator. Educate. If you want to be a social activist, go right ahead. But I sure as hell don't want you in the classroom teaching my kids your personal viewpoint on the world. I don't need that. I need my kids to know the facts as they stand. I need my kids to know the facts. And it's your job to teach them the facts. And if you're not comfortable with that position, by all means, feel free to resign and walk your happy ass out. So, I guess that's really all I have to say, and this kind of little rant's gone on for a little while now. Again, it was random, but I really had to say something. Freaking snorting condoms. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the thought process behind it. Guys, come on. Don't even give me a break. Give yourselves a break. Good Lord. Keep doing stuff like that. You ain't gonna make it to your 30s. You ain't gonna make it to. You'd be lucky to make it into your mid 20s. Keep doing crazy stuff like that. Condoms. What is Tide Pods? What is wrong? What's next? What is next? I'm not gonna make a suggestion of my guesses of what I think is next, because I don't want you brainiacs out there to get any great ideas. Jesus, good Lord. Anyway, that's all from me. As is always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and hey, share this with your friends. They may get a kick out of it too. Other than that, you guys take it easy. We'll see you in the next video. Later.